You may be going out and spending money on Roundup, and meanwhile, one of the best ways to control your weeds under your fence line is from your sawmill. That is intolerable. Yeah, exactly. Hey folks, welcome back to another edition of Sawing with Robert Milton here at Hobby Hardwood. Today we are going to be talking about waste streams. If you have a sawmill, you're generating waste. You got sawdust, you got bark chips, you got offcuts, you got stump cuts, you got all kinds of stuff. And now the thing you got to realize is there's a few really bad words out there in the EPA land, okay? Waste is a bad word. Today we're going to be talking about your reutilization streams. So every sawmill, whether you're, private sawmill, business sawmill like us, a hobbyist, you're going to generate a byproduct. That byproduct is going to be sawdust, edgings, bark, debris, whatnot. The last thing you want to do is end up with a pile of waste. You don't want that. You should always go through your mind, how am I going to use this byproduct? If you go to a landfill or something like that to dispose of this, typically it's going to be, depending on where you are, $35 a ton. That can add up pretty fast. So you want to avoid that. One of the optimum ways to get rid of this particular byproduct is to give it away. Sawdust is something that they use to coat the floors of their chicken houses, depending on who sponsors them. Certainly most private owners of chickens would love to have a way to get free sawdust for their chicken coops and chicken farms. One of the nice things about these forklift dumpable bins that we have is that somebody can pull up with a trailer and I can dump this whole load in their trailer and they can drive off happy. They don't have to load it. I don't have to do anything. For me, it's wonderful. It's a byproduct, not a waste stream, and it goes to somebody useful. It goes somewhere useful. They don't have to pay money for this, and I don't have to pay money to dispose of it. Horse people love it, but you got to be careful. They love mixed hardwood. They do not like walnut. Walnut has jungulone in it. It's a chemical, and if a horse stands in walnut shavings, it can cause hoof problems. So most horse people, they do not like walnut in with their hardwood shavings. If you're doing walnut, just go put it in a different pile. Your shavings, just go put it in a different pile. And then, like I say, most horse people will take all the shavings you can generate. The more you generate, a lot of times the bigger the horse facilities or chicken facilities will take it, at least around here. I don't know about your area, but at least around here. So that's a good way to get rid of this byproduct. Typically, if they want to come get it themselves and they have a way to load it, it's free. If I have to fire up my equipment, I'm going to have to charge somebody for it, so it's 20 bucks a scoop. And a scoop will typically fill up a pickup truck, but if they come with a dump truck, that's even better. There's something else about sawdust you should know. It is highly acidic, so it can be used as a mulch. So you can go to Lowe's or Home Depot, and you can spend a lot of money on bags of mulch. Or you can take your sawdust and use that around your flower gardens, other areas to kill the weeds. It is wonderful. If you've got a farm and you've got fence lines and you're tired of spraying Roundup or weed eating or managing your fence lines to keep the grass from growing under it, get you a front end loader or whatever you got, Get you some scoops of this sawdust and byproduct and start laying it out under your fences, you know, like a band. Almost nothing grows through it because it is acidic. They're going to get nuked. You may be going out and spending money on Roundup, and meanwhile, one of the best ways to control your weeds under your fence line is from your sawmill. Get a beautiful line of mulch. It's not a waste product anymore. It is now an intended purpose product, and that's what you want. There's a couple other pretty interesting things about sawdust that you might want to know. If you live anywhere that Bermuda likes to grow, sawdust is your best friend. Bermuda is a very acidic soil liking plant. I'm sure you've seen it grow on concrete. Of course, Bermuda is really good in your yard. I mean, it's gorgeous, right? And it just so happens Bermuda loves sawdust. There's nothing better if you have a way to spread it and laying it out in your yard. And the only thing that's going to grow through it is that Bermuda, and it's going to look gorgeous. As a matter of fact, I kind of stockpile some of mine. I put it out on my pastures occasionally. So you can see a lot of my pastures here are being taken over by Bermuda simply because of how well it grows. So let's pick this little spot right here. This is on the edge of my field. You can see where I've been mowing it with a bush hog. You got ragweed, you got all kinds of garbage grasses, you got some brush and stuff growing through it. It's not what you want. Come down here. Last year, I laid sawdust out, pretty thick. I mean, nobody likes mowing under their tree lines. Look at this. I mean, there's one or two plants growing through it, but look at that. It's gorgeous. Do your fence rows and tree lines look like that? Or would you like them to look like that? As a matter of fact, let's ease down just a little bit more. You can see where I slowly go around the property. Sawdust, Bermuda. You can see the Bermuda actually starting to go across of it. See those big runners and whatnot? I mean, look at these runners are like 3 feet long. This, under my tree line, is going to be Bermuda this time next year. On our farm, I got 3 miles plus of fence lines. I start laying out sawdust. That's another huge advantage of one of these bins where you can just pick it up, drive to where you want, dump it. We've been spreading the chips, shavings, and whatnot out. It's turning into a Bermuda pasture. Zero effort, zero chemicals, I mean, look at this. Looks like a golf course almost. And it's all due to sawdust. Now we're going to talk about the cool thing about sawdust or any wood product, especially hardwood. Remember I said how when it degrades, it's very acidic when you burn it. So basically it's acidic and then it turns alkaline just by burning it. If you don't believe me, how many times have you been out camping, you're out in the middle of the field or your campground or something like that, and you look down and see where everybody's been having a campfire? And you've probably noticed that the grass is always green around the edges of where the campfire's been burning. That's because it's sweetening the soil and it's depositing minerals. So if you were to burn this stuff, you will be making just about the best soil amendment you can make. You can burn it, then you can filter all the crap that didn't burn out of it. If you got like a rock bucket or something like that for your tractor, that's a good way to do it. You take out all the ashes, you spread the ashes out. Next year, that grass is going to grow. Use what would normally be a waste product. Do not call it waste. Do not use it as waste. Reutilize it. Very easy to do. Just be aware that typically there are more productive ways to get rid of your waste streams than burning. Now I know you guys watch us and we generate a lot of edgings. These are from our straight line rip saw. and you will see what you consider to be nice hunks of wood in here. We consider this a non-usable byproduct. To some people, this is a gold mine. And customer means you got to spend money with us. Typically, it's like a $20 minimum or something. You get free access to our pile right here. And let me tell you what, we will have people that will come buy a little bit of wood. I mean, everybody needs good wood, right? And then they will drive right around here and they will absolutely load their pickup truck with this stuff. These are the pen turning guys or gals. These are the people who are doing the cutting boards. I mean, they will empty this thing like a bunch of raccoons on a can of sardines. I mean, it's over. That's cool. As a matter of fact, a lot of them depend on this now as part of their business, which is great. So they still buy wood from me, which is cool. But the fact that I can give this away for free saves me any kind of disposal fees. It saves me some trouble. Literally, they will pull up. They will just take it. It's amazing. So anyway, that's a great way to do it. We donate a lot to our local botanical garden. It's called the Huntsville Botanical Garden. They can eat a lot of this. They use it for exhibits, and I'm going to put a couple pictures up there. Years ago, Remington Arms was doing a fort, and they needed dump trucks worth of sawmill slabs. We're talking dump trucks. And I provided them with every dump truck sawmill slab they could take. I mean, I think it was 6 in one day. So Remington, along with the Botanical Garden, I don't have a picture of this one, it was several years ago, built a old Western style fort. And they used the sawmill slabs as the outer edges of the fort. And since it had an Old West style thing, that's where Remington came in and donated little fake guns and some other kind of stuff. So the cool thing is, every time anybody went to the Botanical Garden, which is a lot of people, they would see our wood. It was basically free advertising. Over Christmas, and there's Martha. Ta-da! Front of our sign, Hobby Hardwood.
Galaxy of Lights.
Galaxy of Lights. We're sponsoring them. Us, a lot of other people, but it's pretty cool. We do this as a tradition every year. We did the same thing. They had this guy named Danby come in. He's a world-renowned sculptor and artist. I think he's from Denmark. His claim to fame is utilizing reclaimed wood, not waste, reclaimed. And he used our wood along with some of the other local companies to build a 20-foot tall, it's called a Woods Goddess. I'll put a couple pictures up here, that is still in use today. It's got like a maze made out of grapevines so that people can walk around, and then they get to the actual Woods Goddess. A lot of the shingles, or whatever you call the hair or the scales, whatever, it's made from our wood, along with some of the other sponsors. That's what we're talking about. That's a great thing for the community. It saves the Botanical Garden or these places, these attractions, a ton of money because you're donating it. At the same time, you're saving a ton of money because they can absorb a lot of it, and you're getting free publicity. What's not to like? So we just did that one. Currently, they just called me up not too long ago, and they're looking for some stump cutoffs and other waste stream that is now being reutilized, because we don't like the term waste. They're going to be building an outdoor classroom. So in some of the videos you've seen me, like the chainsaw sharpening video, you saw me cutting some of the ends off some of those cherry logs. Some people may have said, man, that's a lot of waste. It's not waste. Yeah, there's some not used by me as a business at the sawmill, but at the same token, it's going directly to the Botanical Garden. They're going to use it to make outdoor benches and tables for their outdoor learning classrooms for the kids. There's going to be Hobby Hardwood signs everywhere. It's going to help the kids, it's going to help the garden, it's going to help me. And it does make you feel good as a business to try to help out the community. You know, one of the ways I look at this whole kind of reutilization stream is you'll have people say, that's as worthless as dirt. or that ain't worth a box of rocks. But yet, if you ever ordered topsoil, that dirt is worth a lot of money. As a matter of fact, I was building a pond. I had more dirt than I could handle. I mean, I had dirt. And I got tired of, I couldn't figure out what to do with it all. So I called up a couple landscaping companies and says, hey man, I got free dirt here. 2 excavators running. Y'all need dirt? Bring your dump truck. I will load you for free. Let me tell you what, by the end of the day, I had a line of different companies' dump trucks coming to get very valuable dirt. So same thing with your sawmill stuff. To you, it may not be worth anything. To some people, it's worth a lot of money. So you want to try to find those people, organizations, and whatnot, and take your formerly worthless byproduct and reutilize it or get it to somebody who thinks it's worth a lot of money. Everybody wins. Win-win for everybody. Thanks for visiting our sawmill. Click on the links above to see more of our videos.